Hi everyone, Sharon here with Max Senior and day 13. So I couldn't resist just taking one more shot. This is standing on the patio looking towards the cars. God, I hated to leave this house. But we got on the road and right away, this is farmland, so there's bugs all over the windshield again. But I wanted to show you these houses because in Croatia, some of them have um, plaster on the bricks and then paint, but most of them that we saw in village after village was just the bricks um, showing through. Whoops. And Ishvan says that's really an indication of a lower income area when they don't have the money to put the plaster on the outside of the houses. So here we're coming to the checkpoint that says we're leaving Croatia, and one of the towns has a fortress, and that's where we're going. It's Sunday though, so everything's closed and there's not many people. And this town is, oh, I thought that was interesting. It was a stainless steel cupola. So here we are going to this fortress, and this is a covered roof, and I'm not sure why it was covered. But at any rate, this fortress was the site of a major battle between the Hungarians and the Turks. The Turks were considered infidels, and the Catholic Hungarians were defending their religion and their country. And there was 300 Hungarians and 100,000 Turks. A little mismatched. This is one of the huge trees. And there's a lot of these uh, signs showing the actual grounds of the fortress. And this is a modern museum that they're building on the site. And I wished I could go in and see the things that they had, but this is the coat of arms of the family of Miklos Zrinyi, and this is a statue of him. And he was the brave guy that led his 300 out of the fortress to get, slaughtered by the Turks. But afterwards, you'll see we went to the site of the Sultan's camp. And actually, the Sultan had died 2 days before the battle, but they kept it quiet. They didn't even tell the Turkish group of soldiers that their leader was dead because they were afraid that it would cause them all to abandon their post and go back to Turkey. And so this is they're excavating the ruins of this area because that many years ago it has all gotten filled in, but a lot of the original stuff is still there. And um, this is a minstrel. I think they called them bards at that time. And this tells the story of the 300 Hungarians and the 100,000 Turks. And this is the Hungarian emblem. This is walking back towards the town. And see that building? That was amazing to me. And I said, "What is that?" And they said, "Oh, it's a library." And this is a bronze of someone that became a saint, him and his bloodhound. I don't know who he was. And I think, yeah, now here we are just outside of town at the site of the Sultan's tent. And the interesting thing to me is that the Turks are the ones that built this memorial. They brought all the stone from Turkey. They did the whole thing because they were very impressed at the bravery of the Hungarians. And this is that's the Hungarian general on the left and the Turkish Sultan on the right. And this structure in back is the actual location of the Sultan's tent. And the interesting thing is they embalmed that guy and took him back to Turkey, but they left his heart and all the organs of his body right here. They buried his heart and his organs here, and then took his body back to Turkey. And that's a very Turkish style of building. I'm not sure what that was. And then this tells the story. And you know, me and clouds. The sky was just gorgeous that day. And then we got back on the road and stopped in Pécs, which is the big city right before Mamfa. And this is Attila ready for his fish stew. He and Zsuzsi were the only ones that had fish stew, and it's very messy, and also, you know, can stain your clothing with that Hungarian paprikás that it's full of. And so that's what it looks like, and it's very hot, very spicy, spicy hot. And that's a traditional cucumber salad, and it's really delicious. And so this is our meal that came. Istvan and I had the same thing. And we're arriving back in Mamfa at the end of our journey, and our GPS tells the whole story.
You have reached your destination.
And indeed we had, and that was the end of day 13. Well, actually we played some more dominoes, but that was it. And I, once again, very much appreciate you watching. Until tomorrow.